This week, Jeff Johnston briefs us on his new Palomino truck camper project and what was involved in outfitting it with all the latest components and goodies to meet his and Pam's needs and wish list. Then, we join Jeff as he visits MoonBeam Farms, a great harvest host destination located in Corning, California. Besides being a beautiful working lavender farm, they also grow and produce a unique product that most of us don't often think about. Later, Mark Pope from RV Education 101 shows us how to install a Dirt Devil central RV back system in your RV. Then, on Paws on Board, we join Dr. Fitz and her furry RV friends and find out what health and safety advice she has for us this week. These stories and our Care Camp Supernovo 2 sweepstakes information. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Follow the river.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnston for Rollin on TV. After years in the industry, we finally purchased our first RV, and it's pretty exciting for us. This is a Palomino Model 1240 fold-down truck camper. Now, my wife Pam and I have spent decades in all kinds of RVs, everything from fold-down tent trailers to giant motorhomes, and we knew early on that this is the kind of RV that we would want eventually. We've been in several different kinds of fold-downs from different manufacturers over the years. Every time we were in one, we had a better idea that yes, this is going to be right for us. We like the fact that it's a little bit lighter weight, which is better for the truck and better for handling. The low center of gravity with the top down means it drives and handles well. It just feels really, really good on the road. It's a little bit pushed around when you're out on the prairie like in Nebraska and you got that crosswind, but otherwise it works pretty well in that respect. Again, it's a little bit lighter weight, and that means a lot when it comes to matching a truck and a camper without overloading the truck. Well, there's no getting around it. The Palomino is right at the bottom end of the truck camper price scale. We had the option of using other brands, but Palomino is one of our show sponsors, so it made sense to use their product. And also, we specifically chose something on the lower price scale like this to demonstrate that you don't have to spend the maximum amount of money in order to get an RV that will provide a lot of fun and adventure. And this is just a preview of some of the things that we've done to the camper so far. One of the great fun parts of owning an RV is customizing it to suit exactly your preferences in camping and travel style. That's what we've been doing, and we're going to tell you all about it. Regular viewers will remember the segment we recently ran on adding the full body graphic wrap to the camper. This one was done by Graphics Unlimited in Bremen, Indiana. And a graphic wrap like this is a terrific way to make your RV stand out like none other on the road and give it that wonderful touch of personality. Now, there are some parts of the Palomino that are just fine as they are. We're not going to tear it down to the bones and put it all back together again. We're not a home improvement show, so we don't have to do that. For example, up here in the cab over part of the camper is the mattress. And even though this is a lower priced unit, the mattress is wonderfully comfortable. We've slept on it just great over the last few nights that we've been in it. It's long enough to accommodate my height, wide enough for both my wife and I, and it takes our Travis Sack sleeping bag wonderfully. Now at the factory level, one of the things that we added was the Truma AquaGo water heater. This is one of those tankless, endless supply water heaters, works really well. We've used these before in previous RVs, and they're really wonderful. Another Truma device we've added that's kind of part of the system is the VariaHeat water or furnace. The VariaHeat is compact, very fuel efficient, very electrical efficient, and it's quiet. So you can run that inside of a small vehicle like this without driving yourself out in the middle of the night. We have a complete segment coming up on the VariaHeat, including a test in an environmental test chamber. Now out back here is another example of something you can do to dress up your RV. We had Herb Martinez, a friend of mine, do a little bit of pinstriping on this. Herbie's been doing this a long time, and it doesn't take much pinstriping to add a real touch of interest to an RV. Boondocking is definitely in our camping plans. To help accommodate that, We installed a Go Power Solar Elite solar charging system with a 2,000 watt inverter. The solar panels go up on the roof. There's plenty of room for them. That was great. And we were able to build a cabinet inside to accommodate the inverter. There's not a lot of extra cabinet space inside of a fold-down camper like this, but we came up with what we think is a pretty good solution for that. For the sake of full disclosure, when Palomino built this camper, they did not do anything special other than the equipment installs based on us being a television show and putting this on the air. It's pretty much just like anybody else would get it. The flip side of that is we've already had some problems with it, mainly up here where the fabric attaches to the wall. We've had that come loose a couple of times, which has called for us having to do some repairs in the campgrounds. We don't want to have to do that anymore, so we're going to figure out something to do with this. The dealer told us we could come in somewhere in about 3 months before they could look at it, let alone repair it. 3 months wait for a dealer is not going to cut it in this case. We're going to see what else we can do. One of the standard features on a 1240 is it comes with a flush toilet, a black holding tank, and I guess worst of all, the dump valve, which is right out here on the back wall of the camper. Seriously ugly out there. So we deleted that at the factory. They didn't install the toilet or any of that hardware. We opted to be able to use our porta potty instead. The advantage there is we can dump the porta potty anywhere we want to where it's legal, a pit toilet or a regular RV dump station. If we have the black tank installed here, then we have to use an RV dump station. And we've got to carry an extra long sewer hose in order to reach the station over there. We don't have enough extra storage space in this rig. So the porta potty really solved the problem for us. And the porta potty also sits on a raised platform we built out of plywood that brings the porta potty up closer to our level where we want it, and it's a cool spot underneath to be able to store some shoes. Getting your RV dialed in is a long-term project, but it's great fun. And the result, when you're finished, not like you're ever really completely finished, is a rig that is exactly the way you want it, with the equipment and hardware and accessories that provide the kind of camping and traveling adventure fun and comfort that you want. We're having great fun with this. So we're going to continue showing our destination stories, what we're doing with the camper, as well as the hardware and the pieces of equipment and details about those, about what we put on the camper. So stay tuned. We'll bring you more of the Palomino project on Rollin on TV.
Aquachem toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
This week's Rollin on TV Harvest Host visit is MoonBeam Farm, a working lavender and loofah sponge farm a short drive off I-5 in Corning, California. It's a fun spot with way more to see than first meets the eye. There's room for a number of RVs on site, so our Ram and Palomino fit just fine. Like most Harvest Host locations, it's dry camping only, and definitely bring your own shade. Harvest Host guests can just stay here, but it's a lot more fun to learn a few interesting things about the farm's products. Farm owner Carolyn Hansen gives daily tours that help visitors understand the many varieties of lavender grown on site and which purpose each type is good for. Floral scents, ornamental, cooking, or medicinal, for example.
They're doing some crazy breeding. They're breeding reds, pinks, yellows, all kinds of different colors in those Spanish varieties. Our little girl Melissa, a little further up, which is a white lavender, is always our first girl. She's our sign that the season's starting. And when we get up there, she's very unique with the smell. It is a culinary.
Most visitors, like us, have no idea there are so many lavender varieties.
We are a 10-acre organic farm, which means we get to spend a lot of time weeding. We don't get to use chemicals. There's also restrictions, with the RVs, how close you can be to the field and so forth, and also part of the pet restrictions by the pet areas in the back as it is. We grow 2 primary crops here on the farm. We grow lavender and we grow loofah sponge. The loofah sponge always intrigues people, and the more they learn about it, they learn things that they never knew. So when we get over there, I'll show you my crazy children. And believe it or not, those vines, the seeds only went to ground 5 weeks ago. Some of them are 8 to 9 feet long.
Loofah sponges are a fun and useful plant product that's another MoonBeam Farm specialty. The loofahs are raised and harvested with healthy organic principles in mind. They have none of the disinfectant or chemical treatments common with imported loofahs. Next up is a tour of the drying and processing shed, where bundles of lavender and bags of loofahs are going through the stages from field to table or bath. The husk is removed, seeds are extracted, and the loofah cores are graded and designated for different end products.
I'll have you pull the end of that, and I'm going to pull a little bit. It's being looked at as another textile with him.
My wife Pam also learned loofahs have really strong fibers, useful for fabric and other manufacturing purposes. Visitors browse the gift shop and find all kinds of locally produced and manufactured items. Numerous lavender-based products, such as essential oils, are available for sale. Pam found some terrific Christmas gifts that she'll squirrel away in anticipation of the season. We discovered MoonBeam Farm is a fun and educational place to stay along the Harvest Host Trail. For more information, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
Win this 2021 Super Nobo 2. Rollin on TV and Forest River have teamed up again in supporting care camps with a sweepstakes for this custom 2021 Super Nobo 2 travel trailer. Don't pass up this opportunity to support care camps, which are special oncology camps for children with cancer that allows these deserving children the chance to enjoy life in the great outdoors and just be kids. By supporting care camps, you also get the chance to win this awesome, one-of-a-kind Super Nobo 2. For a full video on this Super Nobo 2 and how to enter the sweepstakes, just visit rollinontv.com and click on the Care Camp Sweepstakes link. By the way, that beautiful Advanced Elements kayak you see with the Nobo is one of the fun RV toys included in the sweepstakes package. I'd say it's time to log on to rollinontv.com and enter the sweepstakes soon.
From off-the-road adventure camping to luxurious full-time RVing and everything in between, Forest River has the RV to fit your needs, budget, and outdoor lifestyle. To see our full line of trailers and motorhomes, visit forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcol, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcol refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcol RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcol.com.
RVs are great for rest and relaxation, but one thing you can't escape from is dirt getting tracked in the RV. Taking a vacuum cleaner from home and finding a place to store it in the RV can be a real hassle. To solve this problem, Dometic offers the RV Vac. The RV Vac is an ultra-compact, space-saving central vacuum system that fits under seats, in closets, or anywhere else in the RV with a 6-inch depth. It's easy to install too. Here's how you do it. The RV vac has two installation options. You can recess it in a cabinet, closet, or storage area wall where there is at least 6 inches of depth for the installation, or it can be surface mounted on a floor, wall, or upside down underneath a surface. Let's start with the RV vac recessed installation. Tools required for a flush mount installation are a drill bit large enough for the jigsaw blade, a jigsaw, level, Phillips head screwdriver, and safety glasses. Follow all cautions, warnings, and installation instructions when installing the RV vac. Make sure there is a 120-volt electrical outlet nearby that can be used to supply the vacuum cleaner with power. Do not use extension cords. A template is included to mark the area that will need to be cut out. Tape the paper template against the surface at a comfortable operating height. Check the template for level. Trace an outline around the paper template. Drill a hole inside the line of the template large enough for the jigsaw blade to fit in. Using a jigsaw, cut along the line you traced around the outside perimeter of the paper template. Some additional framing may be required to support the RV vac in the recessed cutout. Slide the unit, power cord first, into the opening and secure using a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten the 4 attached screws with the clamps. Do not over-tighten. Ensure that the dust bag and the motor filter are in place. Well, that completes the recessed installation. Let's take a closer look at some surface mounting options. The RV vac can be surface mounted to the floor, wall, or upside down underneath the surface using the installation brackets provided. Lay the vacuum on its back and attach a bracket to the left side first. Slide it down so the bottom of the bracket is below the vacuum frame. Tighten the 2 screws on the left side. Do not over-tighten. Repeat the same for the bracket on the right side. Make sure there is a 120-volt electrical outlet within 5 feet of the location before installing the unit. Use 4 screws and washers to mount the vacuum bracket assembly. Using the RV vac. The RV vac comes with these convenient cleaning accessories. Along with the stretch hose that expands up to 40 feet, it's easy to reach any area that needs vacuumed. To use the RV vac, open the sliding cover by sliding it to the right. Insert the hose with a twist into the hose connection on the device. Turn the switch on, clean up the mess, and turn the switch off. Disconnect the hose from the unit and close the sliding cover by sliding it back to the left. That's all there is to installing and using the RV vac. Now when the dirt gets tracked in the RV, it's quick and easy to clean it up. For more information on the RV vac, visit www.domedic.com/USA.
Wow, am I glad I used Aquachem.
Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aquachem, the most powerful odor control available and the #1 seller for over 50 years.
Welcome to another episode of Rollin on TV's Paws on Board. I'm Dr. Fitz, and this is Zoe. Does your dog ever get an ear infection after swimming? Many of those that take their dogs RVing enjoy stopping at lakes and rivers for some time to cool off. What we don't enjoy is the continuous shaking of the head, scratching, and itching at the ears that comes a few days after being in the water. Why does this happen? Well, not every dog will experience an ear infection after swimming. Those that do generally have other predisposing factors that contribute to an infection. Dogs with pre-existing allergies, significant amounts of hair within the canals, like poodles, or dogs that had a recent ear infection are more likely to have a problem. Your dog may have an infection if you notice these signs: repetitive shaking of the head, scratching at the ears, or even rubbing the side of their face on the ground. Some dogs may have ears that are painful to the touch. If you flip the ear flap over and you see redness of the skin, you might notice a foul odor and even some discharge. The best thing to do in the case of an ear infection is, of course, get your pet to a veterinarian. Your vet can assess the severity of the infection, what's causing the infection, such as yeast or bacteria, and send you home with the appropriate treatment. Every ear infection is different. But there are some ways that you can try to prevent this at home. First, make sure that your dog's ears dry out completely after swimming. This can include cleaning their ears with a gentle drying cleanser and gently drying with cotton balls or a soft cloth. Drying the hair on the outside of the ears can be helpful as well. Second, your pet should not swim if they have a current ear infection. This has the potential to further irritate the ears and worsen the infection. If your pet has regular ear infections, talk to your vet about maintenance treatment. Your pet might benefit from regular steroid drops to reduce irritation, or even benefit from treatment of underlying allergies. To appropriately clean your dog's ears, first, ensure that you have a pet-safe, gentle drying cleanser. You should not use peroxide, alcohol, or vinegar to clean your dog's ears. These can over-dry the canal and irritate the eardrum, causing even more discomfort. Next, you lift your dog's ear flap and find the opening to the canal, which is generally at the bottom. You'll gently squeeze the bottle to fill the canal with fluid. Just try not to touch the nozzle to the ear to avoid contaminating the bottle. Feel just behind your dog's ear for slightly firm cartilage. It'll feel just like the cartilage of your nose. Gently massage this to move the fluid through the canal. You'll actually hear a slight squishing sound as the fluid moves around. Then, allow your dog to shake his or her head to remove the fluid. You might want to do this outside, in a bathroom or in a garage, an area that's easily cleaned, because this is the part that can get a little messy when they shake. Finally, you'll use some cotton balls to gently clean the external part of the ears. Hi, baby. So gently clean. You should never insert a Q-tip deep into the ear canal. A dog's canal is actually L-shaped, unlike ours, and wax can actually be pushed further into the canal where it's difficult to remove. If you're traveling with your pet, keep an ear cleaning kit with you if your pet likes to swim. Preventing an infection can be the difference between a fun, peaceful trip or an itchy, miserable one. For more information about traveling safely with your pets, visit rollinontv.com. Tune in next time for more pet health information. I'm Dr. Fitz. This is Zoe. Thanks for watching Paws on Board.
For additional information on anything featured on this week's show, along with additional stories, videos, and information about RVs, camping, and the RV lifestyle, along with the latest news and trends, be sure to visit our website at rollinontv.com. As usual, this has been another fun production. For the latest up-to-the-minute RV news, visit our media partners at rvbusiness.com. If you're into RVing or just appreciate vintage vehicles, be sure to set your GPS for the RV MH Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. This museum houses the largest collection of vintage RVs and trailers dating as far back as 1916. For more information, visit their website at rvmhhalloffame.org.